going on, folks? This is Queen Shay. Welcome back to my channel. I came in to talk to you guys about relationships and dating because there's a lot of confusion out here, and people misleading people, and a lot of these coaches, giving out bad apples, giving out bad advice, and as far as a man chasing a woman as opposed to pursuing. Now, the difference is when someone chases, well, really, to be honest, nobody should be chasing nobody. But pursuing, men are naturally hunters, men are naturally pursuers, so especially when you're first meeting somebody. When a man leads, let me just say this, when a man leads, that's when women will, begin to follow, and then when you honor her and you respect the woman, submission will come naturally. But nowadays, people are confused between chasing and pursuing. Chasing is when you're chasing a person, but the person is not putting no effort in. They're not calling you, and they're not doing these, just little stuff, because what I always say is it's the little stuff that counts, but you know it's basically they're not there. It's like, okay, I'm just gonna let him chase me, I'm gonna do whatever I want. They're not showing no respect, they're not showing no interest, but you're just chasing them. That's chasing. Pursuing is when there's mutual interest, and both parties are trying to get to know each other, but the man is leading on. He's taking on the lead, meaning if you have a date, he's contacting her the very same day of the date and confirming it. He asks her where you want to eat at, or, is there any particular place, what kind of food you like. You know, he's holding doors open, being a man, being a man that takes the lead. And I think that's what some women are looking for. I'm not gonna say all, because you do have some masculine women out there, and that's not the way. That's not the way. But you have to pursue the woman. If you find a woman who is worth pursuing, a man will pursue. But he will play around with you. If he wants to play, then if you let him, he will play around with you. But you have to use your discernment. You have to be able to know what's real and what intentions are behind it. And that's how a lot of people are getting caught up in a mix of all these entanglements and all these situationships that shouldn't be there in the first place. But listen, if a man tells you, oh, I don't want to chase, or I don't want to pursue, he don't know the difference. He's a grown boy. He's not a grown man yet. If you're looking for a grown man, less likely you will, hear a man say that, I'm not going to pursue. But if you were dating a grown boy as opposed to a grown man, he's going to have to make it seem like, oh, I'm not supposed to chase, or I'm not supposed to pursue. And again, no one should be chasing nobody, but when he means something, like a lot of grown boys don't know the difference between chasing and pursuing. It's not the same. It's not the same, but a grown man knows that he's supposed to pursue. They are born lions. They are born natural hunters. It's just like a lion in that jungle chasing down a gazelle. That's what lions do. Men are naturally born hunters. So woman, if you don't see or feel like he's pursuing you, leave that man alone and move on. Stop wasting your time. Stop wasting your time. Because let me tell you, it's not going to end up good. It's not. You're going to wind up frustrating yourself. It's better to cut it off early than to let it just keep going on and on. Because listen, there's just so many fish out in the sea, and there's so many good men out here. If you don't see it, then listen, you have to change your mindset. It's all in your mind. You got to change your mindset. It's a many good men out here, but maybe you have to do self-evaluation. You have to see why maybe you keep attracting the same men. You have to see why you keep attracting the same men. But listen up here. You will find your husband, and your husband will pursue you. God will bring your husband forth, but don't let that be your focus. Things happen when you least expecting it. Do you hear that phrase a lot? Things happen when you least expecting it. But ladies, listen, if a man ain't pursuing you, leave him alone. Because there are men out there that want to be pursued. And I don't know, they want to be treated like ladies, and I don't get down with that. So anytime I see that any feminine man, he's out. He's out the door. I don't have no time to be raising no grown boy. I don't have time for that. You can always teach somebody something, but if people are stuck in their ways and if that's their belief, and you find yourself trying to convince somebody in the beginning stage, that's a huge red flag. There's a lot of red flags in the beginning, folks, but you got to pay attention. You got to pay attention. I can go on and on in this video. I could go on and on. You never should be debating or arguing with nobody. And that's for both men and women. You never should be debating or arguing with nobody. That's a huge red flag, especially when you first meet them. It shouldn't be happening at all. The conversation should just be flowing organically. It should be flowing organically. And if it's not, that means maybe he comes from a toxic place, or maybe she comes from a toxic place and has not healed yet. Because there are a lot of people here who are not healed. So listen up, folks. Use your discernment. Don't waste your time. All right, thank you. Don't forget to like and subscribe to Queen Shay's YouTube channel, and check out the link in my bio. Hello.